Hi, and welcome to another episode of Well-Aged Scotch. In this episode, I'll be sharing my book. So I wrote a book to help people that want to get into the Scotch whiskey game, and I wrote it because I wanted them to do it the right way. I had a personal experience where I had a bottle of Glenmorangie 10-year, and it was good. I thought it was, this Scotch whiskey thing is going to be grand. And then I went to the store, bought a Bowmore 10-year, and I was like, oh, what is this Isla thing? And I didn't like it, and I really was like, I don't know. It seems so nice at first with the Glenmorangie, but then with the Bowmore, I don't know. I'm gonna have to really get used to this. So I just need a little bit of knowledge so that I can make my experience a little bit better. And through my book here, you can learn just like what would be a good beginner whiskey, some of the scotches that I recommend for someone that's on a budget, and I also give examples of what I would buy if I was on a budget. I set it at $200. I said if you had to build a bar with $200, these are the bottles I would buy, and they give you everything from Isla to like a blended whiskey that I think is good to have around. So besides talking about my book, I'll be talking about my favorite Isla whiskey, which is the Port Charlotte. See, it's heavily peated, and the name of the distillery. So I've heard people pronounce it different ways. I've heard people just say Bruichladdich, and then I've also heard people say Bruichladdich. And so I don't know. Whenever I'm at a bar, I just stick with the Bruichladdich and point. And you know how they have the blue bottle, and so usually that's off with itself, the unpeated whiskey they have, which is actually part of the set. I was off visiting family, and I was really surprised I saw this because I'd want to get Port Charlotte, and I was just so amazed. So this would be definitely something you should pick up if you see it. So it has 3 bottles in there. So the Port Charlotte, let's see, the Isla barley whiskey, and then the unpeated one. So I'm really glad that I found it. All right, so let's do. I haven't had this in a while. I'm pretty excited, so I thought it was a good episode to share it with you with my book and a whiskey that I really like. All right. So while I let that sit for a little bit, I'll kind of talk about where you can find my book. So you can find it on Amazon. Just type in "Make It a Double." You might see this weird romance like book series, but just ignore it. Just look for my book. I think if you just type in like "whiskey without an E guide," it'll definitely pop up. So it should be pretty easy to find on Amazon. So I have it on all the Amazon channels, and I self-published it. So it's through createspace.com. So if you're familiar with that, you can look on there. But I didn't really think anybody would be looking there. So all right, I'm trying it out of my favorite glass. I need to get more of these. Now, the one thing I like about this Scotch is it really, I can like smell like kind of like hay, but like also like a little bit of the peatiness, but not a lot on the nose, and I don't know. I think it has just such a rich expression. And then it comes in. It's not too heavy. I feel like it's just the right mixture of like smoothness and a little bit of like that woody taste to it. So I'm a big fan of this. You know, I think there's other Port Charlottes that are out there. I think I was talking to someone about it, and I guess it takes place at the Bruichladdich distillery, but I guess it's like independent distillers that do it. I don't know if you know more about it. I'd love to hear about it. So I thought that was pretty cool, but you know, I can't endorse it enough. I think it's really good. And has like I call it like a medium finish to it. It doesn't stick with you too long. Yeah, I really like it. So anyway, that's all I have for this episode. If you have any questions about scotches that you think you should try, some of the good things that I've experienced, some of the things I think you should stay away from, you know, I'll definitely try to help you there. But you know, if you want all the answers, I got a book for you. But I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.